Welcome to Sandbox FOMO5 from Buro Happold. Each week we pick short snippets from our most recent episode for your listening pleasure. These quick listens could be valuable insights, thought-provoking elements, or even practical advice that will no doubt enrich your life and knowledge. Sandbox brings together curious individuals interested in a specific topic to discuss, dissect, and interrogate it. The style is conversational, with experts from Buro Happold and invited external guests who will add another angle to the narrative. Listeners are encouraged to gather around our podcast so that we can explore the latest advances in various fields and expand our collective horizons. Sometimes we'll tackle a subject head-on, sometimes a sideways view, but always with curiosity, expertise, and who knows, maybe even a dash of humour. What I want to start by talking about is why you two do the jobs you do. I mean, I'll be honest, when I think of building design, I think of energy and efficiency and aesthetics. But in terms of lighting and acoustics, what are the negative health effects of poor design? And so what I'm asking really is, why do we need you? And I will go to Lena. Lena, I'll go to you first, please.
Poor lighting in residential and working environments can impact health and well-being. Insufficient lighting strains the eyes, causes fatigue, and generally creates an uncomfortable space, which affects both our visual and overall comfort. There are immediate health effects, such as eye strain, headaches, fatigue, risk of accidents due to reduced visibility. But there are also long-term effects when we are exposed to poor lighting, which can lead to chronic eye strain, musculoskeletal issues from bad posture, and reduced overall well-being.
Lena, can I just ask there, with the poor posture, is that because people are adjusting, because they're sort of squinting to look at a screen? How does the poor posture come in with lighting?
Exactly. Because of bad lighting design, you just don't have the right posture, and that affects your body.
So then you would just say that this brings about reduced overall well-being and that contributes to stress?
Exactly. Stress, anxiety, and general decreased quality of life.
Okay, thank you very much. And Dan, the same question to you, please.
Similar sort of impacts, really. And if you think about it, it's just a different sense, isn't it? It's all waves bouncing around and potentially annoying us. I'm going to start with a bit of a statistic, actually. There is the EU Environmental Noise Directive, and that estimated a few years ago that 18 million people were highly annoyed by noise, and that 5 million people were highly sleep disturbed as part of a long-term exposure. And this is the transport noise sources as well. So just going back to the 18 million people that are highly annoyed, 14 million of those are impacted by road traffic. And there's the short-term effects of this, which is things like you'll wake up a little bit grumpy if you've not slept particularly well on a night time before. So that's sort of your short-term stuff that impacts your cognitive ability to be able to go to work, and it affects your mood as well. But the long-term effects are the ones that are really interesting. So the World Health Organization guidelines, this is for the European region in particular as well, where we've actually got some pretty good guidance, says that it can cause an increase in cardiovascular disease, annoyance, cognitive impairment, hearing impairment, and tinnitus.
I'm absolutely flabbergasted by that. That's quite shocking. This is a question for both of you. Why do you think people are often unaware of how much their indoor environments affect them? And how do we raise awareness about this? Lena, I'll come back to you first, please.
So I think one important factor of this unawareness is familiarity. So we grow up and live in indoor environments that often have mediocre design. And by nature, individuals tend to prefer familiar surroundings over those that look different from what they're used to. Another factor is that many people do not consciously recognize the impact of good design, because in fast-paced environments, individuals focus more on their activities and responsibilities rather than how they feel within spaces. And this leads to a disconnect from their emotional world with a stronger emphasis on practicality.
Thank you, Lena. That's absolutely fascinating. Dan, over to you, please. I mean, how do you feel we should be raising awareness of these issues? I mean, obviously, a podcast like this is going to be hugely helpful, but what else can we be doing?
I think we have a great role to play as part of an education piece through sort of the education sector as well, through talks and general awareness. I think things like, this modern age of using things like social media to raise that awareness as well and get these reports more sort of widely focused. I saw something on the BBC the other day that started to talk for the first time about cardiovascular effects because of the impact of noise. So it is getting out there.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that quick dip into our last episode of Sandbox. Don't forget to subscribe to follow the show. You'll find Sandbox in all the usual places, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buro Happold's YouTube channel, and on the Buro Happold website. What's more, if you want to join the conversation on X, known as Twitter to its old friends, use the hashtag BHSandbox. We'd love to hear from you on any of the topics discussed.